what's good, everyone? Hope today you're having a great day or night. And today we'll be talking about an interesting topic. Today we aren't talking about Bluelock or any other soccer matter for that exactly. We'll be talking about Jujutsukaisen, something I have not done in a while, right? About to start bringing other content to the channel besides like Bluelock. I might just do a mix of everything, honestly, just freestyle it and see where we go from there. So today I'll be talking about Maki versus Mahoraga, as you guessed from the title. So Maki versus Mahoraga, I was honestly kind of torn between the topics since I was like, should I do Toji or should I do Maki? But it's pretty much the same thing. Maki's like an updated version of Toji, so I was like, why not, right? So we'll be discussing this topic. We'll be taking Mahoraga before he gets taken by Sukuna. It'll be probably Shibuya Mahoraga and Maki in Culling Games. I'll take Maki from Culling Games and not Shinjuku, right? So let's first go over Mahoraga and what he's capable of. So, as we know, Maharaga's one of his best abilities and most notorious, and what he's most notorious for is adapting to any Jujutsu phenomenon, basically, right? So, take for an example, he's adapted to Gojo's Infinity or Sukuna's Dismantle and Cleave. So, that's his main ability. That's basically his main gimmick, right? So, that's the biggest thing with Mahoraga. So in terms of feats of what he does before, we get to Shinjuku and Culling Games, he pretty much is somewhat relative to, not really, I wouldn't necessarily say relative because I don't think he's going all out. Um he is able to react and deflect dismantle once it's fired at him after he adapts to it. And he also has incredibly good AP to the point where he can literally just send Sukuna flying through tons of buildings. But the main thing with this is that, we get some feats of him actually being able to have like good speed or good AP to be able to do something to 15 finger Sukuna in general, right? But something does need to be addressed, the fact that 15 finger Sukuna is most likely not trying at all on him, since we do get another statement saying that 15 Sukuna refers to his three finger self and says he might have beaten me at three fingers. So that kind of downplays Mahoraga a lot. It boosts him from the opposed 15 finger level to all the way down here. So that's something to keep in mind when talking about this topic, right? So let's get into Maki showings and Culling Games, which is literally just her being able to go relative with, similar to Mahoraga, a 15 finger Sukuna. Except this Sukuna is a Megumi's body, or is a Megumi's body. This Sukuna is actually still at his top tier physical prowess, right? Now, I want to note that when he says that he's nerfed, he's not talking about his physical stats. He says his physicals are completely fine. I want to get that to everybody's head. He says his physicals are completely fine. What the problem is his cursed energy and his cursed output, or not his cursed energy, his cursed output. So his cursed output isn't as potent, but he says his physicals are completely fine. So early in the fight, when Maki encounters him, Maki's not even going full out, and she's able to land a few blows on him and also take his hits and be able to, keep moving and everything, right? So the biggest thing with that is the fact that Maki was holding back and she was still able to keep up with Sukuna, and Sukuna acknowledges that she is a big problem that needs to be dealt with. During the end of the fight with Urame saying that he targeted Maki. So later in that fight, Maki also says that she's going to pick up the pace when her and Yuji are fighting Sukuna and starts to press him even more and keep up with his pace. So, in terms of this, they both have somewhat odd scaling to Sukuna. Although Maki's, I'd say, is more definitive due to the fact that, Sukuna's not making any blatant statements that, oh, yeah, no, you would have beaten me around three fingers. She's genuinely going, like, physically relative with Sukuna. All right. Also, do want to talk about the Soul Split Katana, which that will play a big part in this debate. The Soul Split Katana is should be not is it should be viable to use against Mahoraga, and it should be able to kill him. Now, what the real issue is to be talked about is Maki physically faster than Mahoraga? Because speed is a big factor here. And I do think that she is. I think her being able to keep up with Sukuna and land blows on him consistently is a bit more impressive than Mahoraga just hitting Sukuna like one time through a few buildings and adapting to him, right? I do think that Mahoraga should be around like 5 finger level at least, since Sukuna kind of states that, yeah, you might have beaten me at 3 finger. So that's not that impressive compared to the feats that people are performing later on in the series. So in terms of speed, Maki would most likely be able to outclass Mahoraga. But in terms of how she would kill him and how she would or exercise him, she has the soul split katana, which can bypass through anything, bypass through any toughness, right? So with the soul split katana, she should be able to just blitz him in general. She can see all souls, so even with Mahoraga, she should still be able to target him. The soul split katana isn't something I necessarily think Mahoraga can adapt to, although he can adapt to any phenomenon in Jujutsu. He would need to be hit with the soul split katana and survive it to probably adapt to it, which I think that Maki would just sneak up on him and one shot him immediately, like just take him out the entire fight. So I do think Maki most likely would clear Mahoraga unless under circumstances she does not have the soul split katana, where in that case she would need to fight him head on. So without the soul split katana, it's like all she would be able to do is punch and kick him. She wouldn't have an effective way of truly killing and beating him for good, right? But I mean, if you give her a weapon like Dragon Bone or Playful Cloud, like and sharpen it like Toji did, she most likely could still probably have a really good chance at killing Mahoraga in that fight. But there's a higher chance of him surviving if he just keeps adapting and adapting to whatever she's doing. But in a normal case where she has her normal utility, which is the Soul Split Katana, she's always going to beat Mahoraga because she outstats him horribly. It's really bad when you think about it. She outstats him incredibly horrible. So that is the topic for today. You know, trying to stay consistent as possible. Sorry if it seems a little rushed. I've been working on a few things, so the next few videos be a lot better and more constructed. But if you guys like this video and like this content, leave a like and comment for your take or anything like that. And please subscribe. I would appreciate it. And I'll talk to you guys later. Peace. See you in the next.